Is it really homeless people's fault that they are homeless? A lot of homeless people are disabled. I mean, obviously it's a significantly more complicated problem than that. But the idea that every homeless person wants to be homeless is insane. I don't have direct answer. The closest concept I know is power T-trap and https en.wikipedia.org/wiki/cycle of poverty. It boiled down to idea that environment of poor people make them less capable to breaking out of that environment. Kinda self-enforcing loop. Indirect proof is that in social-oriented countries, like Nordics, social mobility is higher comparing to countries with less social support for those who in need. Also, I've been in quite a number of similar discussions like one you described. Opponent positions, yes, including mine and yours, will boil down to hierarchy of beliefs which can't be proven, like all lives are important, or success is more about luck than work, yet work is required, or that everyone gets what they deserve, etc. And these beliefs are heavily rooted in our personalities. They don't change under weight of facts. They don't change fast, so don't be surprised when your opponent will ignore facts or ideas which don't support their idea. Having worked in the homeless shelter sector, your friend is both right and wrong. There are some people who are just down on their luck. They need help to get back in their feet and want to improve their lives. There are others who have no interest in working to better themselves, put themselves in a better position. They want to take everything they can from the state and drink, shoot their lives away. They don't care. Many people are one, at best, 2 or 3 paychecks away from homelessness. We think we're bulletproof, but we are fragile, and not just in terms of health. Your friend sounds like a very compassionate fellow. There are some that feel so betrayed by their family, the system, society, or their workplace, that they just want to opt out of all of it. It's not really a fault thing. It's just their preference. In these cases, it's not even that they're crazy, just angry, hurt, damaged. A lot of them have mental illness. Go work at a homeless shelter for young adults and tell me how many of them asked for the hand they were dealt. Homeless is many things, including often a failure of parents. People always tie homelessness to drugs. I know addiction is frequent in the homeless community, but there are so many other reasons why people become homeless and stay homeless. It's a much deeper issue than that. LGBTQ+ youth getting kicked out, income average to cost of living ratio, abused youth, domestic violence, medical bills, or other debts, just to name a few. You also have to consider once someone is homeless, the challenges of improving their lives become that much more difficult. Do they have a job? If not, do they have reliable transportation to find a job? If they find a job, do they have a working phone or access to email to get a response? If they get a response, do they have proper attire and hygiene to attend an interview? If they attend an interview, do they have the necessary skills, knowledge, etc. to get the job? If they get the job, do they have access to reliable transportation to get to the job? It's an endless cycle, and that's just a sliver of the problems they face. You also have to consider the hierarchy of needs. They need the most basic needs met to be able to function, which include housing, safety, food, water, etc. So, it's not as simple as just improve yourself. That's a very privileged comment to make. Well, I ended up homeless because of foster care and untreated autism. And I've never been addicted to drugs. I think your friend is stupid. He's talking out of his ass. There's more nuance than person stopped caring. I think I'd have just given a hard look and a completely nonverbal response for saying something so stupid with confidence. Nope. But if you believe this, it means you don't need to help homeless people because it's their own fault. 99% of people are one accident away from being homeless. Most of us are just lucky. In my city there are tent cities. We have a massive housing shortage. And a massive homeless issue. There are tons of working homeless. People who literally work full-time and can't afford shelter. Yes, there's plenty of drug addicts. But let me say again, there are people working full-time jobs here who have no choice but to live in the streets. In any population you're going to have hardcore individuals who have become accustomed to the streets and would rather stay there and live by their own rules. But most do not want to be there, including addicts. Being an addict does not mean you don't want better for yourself. It means you haven't obtained the support necessary to get better. Mental health and addiction are closely tied. Cuts to these services over the years have created a massive festering wound. Both these things contribute greatly to both the risk of becoming homeless and the risk of not being able to get out of homelessness. People are suffering badly. Your friend is ignorant, willfully obtuse, or just plain stupid. Get yourself better friends or risk becoming a twisted up, hollow, empty husk devoid of compassion or kindness like him. I think it's fair to say that most homeless people don't want to be homeless. A majority are addicted to drugs, alcohol, but it's part of a much larger issue. My college roommates took in a kid who was homeless. Story was he was kicked out of the house by rich dad who didn't want a gay son. Guy was just a prick. Made our house a filthy mess, ate everyone's food. Didn't clean up after himself. We asked him to leave after 3 weeks. He had someplace to go after that, so maybe we helped, but he didn't work. Didn't contribute to the house and made everything worse. Maybe some of it was his own self-destructive behavior. I've worked with a homeless Christmas gift program for kids in a moderately high-call city. Most of the parents are employed. The problems arise because if you have housing and a $18 per hour job, if you lose the housing for any reason, such as the rent being very precarious, you can't get new housing. No savings for security deposit, and landlords aren't likely to rent to people where, even with no eviction or drug history, the rent is more than half the income. People complain about living paycheck to paycheck. This is more literal. Sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.